My name's ELISE. I have done 2 journeys. I'm actually currently on my 2nd journey. The same family that I carried a daughter for and gave birth to about a year ago asked me to have a sibling for them, and now I am currently pregnant with her brother. Surrogacy was something I felt called to before I ever even had children of my own. When my sister and I were younger, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. She's the kind of girl that always knew names for her children and had her wedding planned by the age of 9, I think. And when she got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, they told her she might have some complications with carrying children or difficulty getting pregnant. And I just stepped right in and told her I would help her out if she ever needed it. Well, she never ended up meeting me, but that feeling never left me. So I sought out surrogacy and found shared conception. When I first talked to my husband about being a surrogate, he was not on board. He didn't quite understand the science behind it, and he thought it was more like adoption. And once we discussed the actual facts about surrogacy, and he understood how easy my pregnancies had been in the past, he was completely on board and supportive. As far as telling my friends and family about being a surrogate, I waited till I was a little bit further into the process than probably most do. I wanted to make sure it was definitely something that was going to happen for me, and I would get matched with a family that I could get along with and help out. So when I actually told them, it was about a week before we transferred an embryo, and they were ecstatic. They were worried about my health slightly, and then they remembered how easy it was for me in the past, and they were completely 100% supportive. And it was a very pleasant surprise. I was very glad they were on board. My kids love the idea of it, and it's actually opened up a lot of conversations about reproductive health and puberty and everything else. I have 2 sons. They're 4 and 6 right now, so the questions and answers are very vague, but I love the dialogue that surrogacy has opened up for my children. When I first heard about surrogacy, I did a lot of internet searches, like a lot. I Googled just about everything, every aspect of it, every qualification, and I did most of my seeking and answering my questions online. And then I actually met a lady at work who had been a surrogate, and I picked her brain apart. I involved my children with the surrogacy process by having them meet the intended parents after we got matched, and they were actually able to come to a couple appointments with me, and we did an ultrasound, a 3D one, later in the pregnancy, and the children got to come along and sit with the IPs, and it was really exciting. And then for the birth, they did not attend the birth, but they got to come out to the hospital immediately after and see the baby and see the intended parents as actual parents. It was pretty beautiful. The compensation from surrogacy is really generous. It wasn't something that I even considered in the beginning, and it was almost like a pleasant surprise. I do have a full-time job, but I'm also a full-time student, and it has helped me go into school debt-free. Now I'm on my 2nd semester of nursing school without any debt. It's incredible. I actually found shared conception through the same woman who helped me at work with all my surrogacy questions. I did a lot of internet searches before I found this lady, so I was really glad I met up with her. She highly recommended Shiva. She told me Shiva would be there every step of the way, that Shiva gives her personal cell phone number if you have any problems to just talk to her, and so far all of that has rang true. I've felt supported by shared conception in a lot of ways. Every so often, we do a get together with all of the surrogates, and it's so cool to see women on every stage of the journey. Some of us haven't been matched yet, some of us are on our second or third journey. Some of us are just in the I'm thinking about surrogacy process. So the support from other surrogates that you get to meet is incredible. And also, I didn't run into a lot of disagreements or issues with any of my doctors or my intended parents. But whenever I had questions or something that maybe didn't feel or sound quite right, I always felt comfortable reaching out to the agency, whether it be directly to Shiva or just in a quick email. And I got a response right away, always. And it always just put my heart at ease. My favorite part of my first journey was actually having the baby, and I'm gonna cry. The look on my IP's faces when they became parents. I'll never forget that. Just watching someone who may not have been able to have kids otherwise and seeing them hold their baby. I thought, when I first went into surrogacy, that moment might be hard, and I could not wait for them to just take that baby and hold that baby. And they're the best parents now. It's incredible. It's amazing. Sorry.
Aw, that's sweet.
If somebody wanted to find out more about surrogacy, I would say talk to somebody who has been a surrogate. If you're looking at having someone be a surrogate for you, I would say talk to some people who have been there. And the best way to get connected is probably through a reputable agency such as Shared Conception.